Righto team, we want to get through 5 races, so we're going to have to rattle our dags, as I said. Big day at Matamata, and we'll be looking at 4 races there, Steve. We're going to start with the Fairview Matamata Slipper Group 3, race number 4 on the card.
You're headed by the Colt Andalus at $2.70, well tried, but remains its opening quote. In front of Desert Lightning at $4 second elect. Time Ruler, drawn the ace here for Lee Thinnis O'Sullivan Scott combo at $5. Stimulant for Tony Pike, has had the couple of starts down at Riccarton earlier this season at $5.50. Zahir at $8.50, shares that fifth line with Lumber Gold. And the Ranky, or one of the Rankies, Night Raider at $31. From a short note 26 first starter for Stephen Marsh. But no clear lead here, Thad, but Andalus has been well tried at $2.70.
We're going Andalus, BP. Andalus and Dallas. Andalus. Yeah. What are we thinking?
I think Stephen Hunt might have got the word there too. That's correct, from Bruce Perry?
Yeah, I believe so. Andalus is the way we're going, and the way the connections are wanting to be pronounced, so we'll go with that way, Andalus.
Yeah, okay, we've got winning form here, BP. But we've got a horse that ran third behind Wolverine. The boys have settled on Andalus. But the chances wouldn't end there, you wouldn't think.
Look, I really like this horse. He went into that race behind Wolverine just prior to Christmas. Of course, that was the Wakefield. Trialled nicely, was a horse that looked ready to go, and then just drifted massively. I'm pretty sure it might have been sort of around that $10 mark and drifted massively to around $23 and ran a race. Still ran a race, because he had a barrier draw and he was able to finish into third position behind Wolverine. And as we know, Wolverine has then franked that form with what she was able to do to go through to the Eclipse and, of course, to the Karaka Million. I like his most recent trial. He just wanted to lug towards one rein when trying to round the race off, but he was really good charging through the line, and how he ran second in his trial at this venue of Tarapa recently. So I think there's good factors around him going very close here. I do like Time Ruler. I think Time Ruler from barrier number 1, with how he won 2 starts ago. Now, he beat home Gwen Stefani. He qualified for the Karaka Million by winning that particular race, by sitting on speed. Things didn't go his way with how the race was run in the Karaka Million. So, to be honest with you, I think you can just scrap the run in the Karaka Million with what unfolded there for him. He's back on his home track. He has a barrier draw of 1, and he does have the speed to use it. And he's around that $5 quote. And Desert Lightning, who really did produce a lovely turn of foot when getting the job done at a big price up north at Ruakaka for a stable that is right on form in the last couple of weeks, in Peter and Dawn Williams. So respect around that runner. But Andalus and Time Ruler are the 2 horses that get me so far in this market.
Yeah, look, Andalus was good behind Wolverine, but winning form's good form, Paul. What are your initial thoughts here in the slipper?
Yeah, I sort of agree with BP here. I really do like the look of Time Ruler. As he said, gets the 1 draw, Lee Thinnis on. That was a tough run in the Karaka Million, so I'm very happy to, at the price, at the $5 mark, to have a little stab at Time Ruler. And I didn't mind the look of number 6, Alabama Gold. It was a nice run, I thought, on Karaka Million night. I know a slightly wide draw, but it's only a small field, so I'm sure they'll be able to slot in fairly close to the speed. And I just like the way that Alabama Gold has been going. I think the Orchard Shayla team have got it ready to go. So, yeah, I agree with BP. Time Ruler, definitely. I thought Alabama Gold might be there or thereabouts as well.
Alabama Gold, 8.5. Steve, you settled on Andalus. I won't say a surprise favourite, but went out $23 on debut. How'd you settle on this market?
You're a 2-year-old. I don't want to really focus on the SPs. A lot of horses only having 1 start. You just got to measure them on performances early doors rather than the SPs. Particularly horses that go into a race start without any trials, and we saw that with Desert Lightning, who went into Ruakaka without a trial leading in and did the job of a high SP. Just questioning the overall form out of Ruakaka. We saw Total Recall disappoint yesterday at Wanganui when a beaten favourite in that corresponding race at Desert Lightning was the eventual winner. So just not sure how it sits Desert Lightning going to this race. I'd like to follow the horses that have either run in the Karaka Million or in some black type performances. So look, Alabama Gold, you mentioned this horse, just covered extra ground in the Karaka Million during the outside gate. Just want to forgive it. You go back 2 starts in behind Fellini when it ran second at headquarters. Those figures are up to the mark to winning this race from the exposed form I've seen. So, look, Alabama Gold, we know the stable do target races on their home track at Matamata, and side winkers go on, and a son of Turn Me Loose. And look, Turn Me Loose, last 7 days, he's had a stack of winners. Aside for Windsor Park on the move, hell of a return. Mazzini, recent winners at Wanganui yesterday. You include Predeturn, who won at Sandown, looks to be a Guineas winner, potentially over in Australia. And Lickety split one last Saturday at Ellerslie on Evandale Guineas Day. So a sire we're following, but Alhambra Gold, I definitely would just go back to its 2 starts and behind Fellini v the Karaka Million performance where it was off the track.
Yeah, okay. And Time Ruler comes through the same race, obviously. No luck in the Karaka Million, Time Ruler.
Yeah, just things didn't work out. I think the key around Matamata on Saturday is that I don't think it's going to be any disadvantage. How much of an advantageous area it's going to be in terms of being on speed and on the paint, I'm not sure. But I don't think it'll be a huge disadvantage if you've got a light gate or a low number gate where Time Ruler has, drawn barrier 1, a horse that can use that gate, sit on speed. I think it will definitely, as I mentioned, won't be a negative. So you just go back on potentially its performance 2 starts back when it was an impressive winner when jumping and running along. So Stimulant BP, what do you do with this horse? Tony Pike's had a couple of starts down at Riccarton. A big imposing son of Holler, interesting pedigree there, but they're both over 800 metres. He has trialled recently and just, I wouldn't say they're eye-catching trials. He led on his most latest trial and was finished over late in the last 75 metres. What do you do with Stimulant out of the Tony Pike stable?
Yeah, well, I guess from the barrier draw, they maybe just look to ride the horse back and try and get him to be finishing over the top. Look, he's a horse who has landed on speed in those couple of runs we've seen him out of Riccarton. A very short price favourite on both occasions down. He wasn't even beaten in his most recent start down there. I just wonder with his barrier draw, they'll just let him try and relax, let him roll into the race and maybe see a chance to try and play a different card with him, with Stimulant. And if that is the case, maybe it's a tricky horse to have a bet on right now at 5.5, and maybe there could be that adjustment outwards around Stimulant. He was the one I couldn't quite work out how to sort of place him in numbers or what to try and do with him. So I'm keen to be with horses that are likelihood of being close enough to speed. So often we see that that's a good spot to be around Matamata. They've let the track a chance to breathe, of course, too, because they did move a race meeting that was down to be run there. What was the 9th of February race meeting, which was then moved to Ruakaka, and then the meeting before that, they only had one race, and then of course it was the race meeting was abandoned. So it was a busy race course leading up to that point. It's had its chance to be able to recoup, and I just wonder whether the good drying conditions, sitting in a forward position, is going to be a favourable place to be there on the weekend. So when I keep boiling it down, I'm looking towards Time Ruler using that one draw, putting itself in the race by either leading or taking a trailing position. In Andalus, maybe that one runner that can be close enough to them with the barrier draw of 3, a 1-by-1 position would be gone. Perfect. And yeah, maybe a horse that can around that 270 mark be a real good player as well. So yeah, 5 and 1, 1 and 5 for me. And I think we might have actually lost the boys there. I don't know what's happened, but we've lost the team in Petone, and I don't even know if Paul Mawati can hear me.
No, I've got you. I've got you, BP. I think we're back.
You got me now.
I think we're back. Sorry, technical issues.
Little gremlins.
How do we bet the Time Ruler for you? Was it? Sorry.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right with that.
This is the leg up. We can do all this, can't we? This is
Look,
fine.
we can. Look, and that's the beauty of a live show, is that we just seem to just keep rolling with the punches, don't we? A little bit like my Warriors. Look, I'll go 1 and 5, 5 and 1. I find them pretty hard to split, but maybe Time Ruler with where he sits at the price, if he is going to be in that forward position, could be a nice bet at around that $5 mark.
Okay, Paul, you got us there. Which way did you go in the 2-year-old slipper?
Wouldn't have happened if Aiden was here, but anyway, I'm with BP as well. I like Time Ruler for the win, so Time Ruler for the win at $5, and I like the look of Alabama Gold for a top 3 finish at $2.30.